Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today in the first series of webinars related to our latest VIROO 2.4 release. So we're going to start now. So again, welcome. Today we'll share with you the idea of this webinar. The first of this series is to share with you, well, some of the new features that we have implemented in our virtual reality platform named VIROO that you may know. And if you don't know it, well, today it's a perfect time to know it. So the agenda for today, so please, okay, well, first of all, the disclaimer, okay? Later on, I will tell you more about VIROO if you don't know us, but we are a public company. So this is the disclaimer about the content that you're going to see today, safe harbor. So, normal information for you as a listed company. As I mentioned before, the agenda for today, initially, I will give you a brief presentation of VIROO. So if you don't know anything about it. And after that, I will introduce Sergio and Gaizka, my colleagues from VIROO, who will get deep into the different functionalities that we release with the new VIROO 2.0 release related to VIROO Studio, our built-in tools for Unity, our mixed reality capabilities that we have added to VIROO VR platform, the VR caves integration, and some additional features, content updates, and we will end with what's next, the next steps in the VIROO roadmap. I will finish with Q&A time. So you will have your time. Drop all your questions on the chat, and at the end, after Sergio and Gaizka's presentation, I will read some of them and we will answer all of them if we have time. So initially, we have 1 hour, so drop them on the chat. First of all, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of VIROO, which is the company behind VIROO. We are not new in the industry. We've been here for almost 2 decades. So we started in 2004 in Bilbao, in the Basque Country, in the north of Spain. And today, we have offices worldwide, and we work with different, companies offering, our core product, which is VIROO. Our main focus is in the enterprise. So all the solutions that we have offered since the very beginning were related to industrial, corporations and even educational institutions. Well, we are a listed company. On April, we become public in Euronext Paris. So that's why, disclaimer thing that I mentioned before. In 2021, we were awarded as the most innovative VR company of the world in the VR Awards. And then, some kind of, security and professional things that we have as a corporation. So after this, brief, company profile, let's start with, VIROO. So what is VIROO? Let me tell you that this is nothing new, even though maybe you've heard about VIROO with the new 2.0 release. So we started creating this product in 2017. And actually, the first release of the platform was in 2019. And actually, that year, we were awarded with the VR Enterprise Solution of the Year in the VR Awards. And the latest one last year, and the best advancing augmented and virtual reality in 2022 in Brandon Hall Group Awards, which is very related to, HR departments and training. But first of all, what is VIROO? It's a video platform where you can create, deploy, scale, and distribute enterprise VR applications. Okay, so what we try with VIROO is, make enterprise easier, and this could be a soft landing of immersive technology in the enterprise. So mainly, this is something that in the past, maybe VR was seen as, quite expensive. This is not for me. So what we try with VIROO and our, almost 2 decades of experience is, lower those barriers. So any company from any industry, could, kind of start, implementing VR in the company. Or if you are already a corporation, large corporation, or, small corporation, just you have already started with VR, you can, leverage your VR developments with VIROO. So again, VIROO is designed to accelerate VR adoption in the enterprise. The main key features of VIROO, I think later on my colleagues Sergio and Gaizka will get deep into it. It's on one side, we have what we call VIROO Studio in this new version, where you can create content easily. You don't need any kind of programming skills. Actually, Sergio will get deep into it, so we'll better understand that and the possibility of creating mixed reality applications with VIROO Studio. On the other side, the possibility of not only deploy your VR applications in desktop, with or without a headset, just with a PC, but also deploy that in virtual reality message rooms. Having that possibility of really, feel in realistic way, movement, collaborate, with in large scale space with multiple users physically and even remotely. We think that this having the possibility of connecting, this remote collaboration possibility that VIROO offers, it's in the basics on any platform today after we suffered a couple of years ago. So these are the main, key features of VIROO today. And if you are thinking about who is using VIROO, well, we have 40 plus, industry and education, I would say pioneers and customers and users in VIROO. In the end, in the industry, Hitachi nuclear industry, we've been working with them since 2019. So a long, road with them, with VIROO in the message space. In defense and aerospace, we are part of NATO, and we work a lot with the Spanish Military Head School, with dependence of the Ministry of Defense in Spain. In automotive, we have Invest in Windsor Essex. They are based in Canada, and actually in the VR cave capabilities, we work with them to implement those capabilities in VIROO. Gestam, another big corporation in the automobility industry, transportation. Adif is the railway infrastructure manager here in Spain, and they're using VIROO to create a training ecosystem and to train their people. Actually, in higher education, many universities and vocational training centers, and in health, like big pharmaceutical companies in the manufacturing side, even health research centers like Veracruz in Vizcaya. So after this, I would like to introduce you to my colleagues, Sergio Barrera, which is the CTO and co-founder of the company, a long track record in the computer graphic space, more than 25 plus years. Although 20 years ago he founded with Unai Extremo Virtua, and on the other side, Gaizka, he is the product owner of VIROO, and actually his track record in the industrial space, it's great for VIROO as well. Our tagline as a corporation is, VR for industry, and that background of both of them, it's, crystal clear that adds value to VIROO and to the industry. So I will let, Sergio jump on the stage and share all the new features that we have, with VIROO.
Okay, David, thank you for the introduction. Thank you, everybody, for coming and attending this webinar. So, as we have a short time, we are going to get directly into the matter. So, we are going to try to explain briefly which is VIROO Studio for Unity, which basically consists in a free tool, a free set of tools, which allow us to create very quick, very complex contents in terms of a collaboration between users coming from different devices and including interactions in a very easy way and without to have hard programming skills. So that's more or less the VIROO Studio for Unity workflow. I'm going to show a video here, and I'm going to try to explain it. Okay, here we have a scene of a car which has no interaction at all, and we are going to add here some very quick interactions using our VIROO system. Okay, our VIROO Studio. What we are doing is to create some specific actions, and those actions are going to be triggered using our interaction systems, which are already done components that we provide for Unity, for you not to have to worry about programming. Okay, so first of all, we're going to add something like a workbench, because we're going to, the target of this process is going to be to create, because I don't know why it's stopping. Okay, so we are creating a workbench. That workbench is going to have some drawers, and we are going to animate some way one of those drawers, making an interaction when something happens with the handle of the drawer. Okay, so to do that, what you are going to do is to select the first one of those drawers. We're going to move it slightly in the set local coordinate, and we are going to take note of that position, which is 0.317. We're going to copy it for later use, and then what we're going to do is to add to this handle here the interaction capability, which is done using a specific VIROO interaction system, which is the ray interaction one. That's because we want it to work when we ray cast over it. Okay, that any interaction system in VIROO has this kind of actions that we can be bound to be triggered when we click over it. Okay, so next step is going to be to create that specific action, which is going to be a move action. And to do that, we create an empty child. We like to keep things tidy, and that's why we create a specific game object to be the parent of the hierarchy for the actions, not to mix code with objects. Okay, so here we are adding a moving action. We are setting that position that we were saving, copying before, and we are telling the target transfer that we're going to move when clicking over it. We are setting local space. We are setting 2 seconds for the animation, and we are setting a nice function to smooth the movement. Okay, and that's it. The action is already done, and now we are, sorry, because maybe we are going a bit quick. Here, what we're doing is to associate that specific action to the ray interaction that we have created before for it to work. Okay, so we continue. We select the action, and then the whole system to open the drawer is already done. Now we are going to focus on placing some tools inside that first drawer. We're going to place some kind of wrenches and stuff like that, because next step is going to be to make a thing grabbable, to allow to have the ability to grab some stuff and synchronize that behavior across the network, across all users, so users can collaborate taking those tools. We're going to pick the middle one. Okay. So we select the middle one, which is a spawner, that one. And then to that one, we are going to add a behavior. We are going to add a component from VIROO, which is the grabbable. From the grab system, we're the grabbable action. Okay. In this case, one of the new features which VIROO 2.4 incorporates is the ability to validate the systems automatically. He's noticing that some components are not properly set up, and he's telling us that we need to add a network object here, we need to add a network grabbable, we need to add a network transform, and we can solve those issues just as simple as clicking over those buttons. This is pretty new in this new version. Okay, so we can add any missing component because VIROO knows that to grab a thing and to synchronize it across network, we need to have those components enabled. Okay, so that's it. Now we have a thing that is grabbable. We show again the envelope that was hidden just to allow us to see inside. And if we hit play, we can move to the drawer. And here we have a mock to allow us to test everything without having to be in a headset. And we can open it, we can grab it, pressing G in this case, we can grab the stuff, we can press again to ungrab it, and it behaves as it expected to. So everything is perfectly working. Next step would be to publish this content, and to do that, we have several options here in the Unity in the VIROO window. One of them is the project validation window, which is going to be something like the thing that we were watching in the inspector, but in this case is for the whole scene. This tells us which things in our scene are not compatible are not compliant with a VIROO scene, what VIROO expected to have. And in this case, in this particular case, is because we have some specific game objects and components to trigger those errors, particularly an event system, which shouldn't be here because we provide our own. The game object of the root scene is not named root, so that's another problem with this scene, and so on. And some of them could be fixed just clicking on the button, and another ones are just advices that the system tells us to solve them manually, which is the thing that we're going to do now. I'm going to rename. Okay, we're going to rename that root one to be root. We're going to remove the game object at one, which is the one having the event system. And then if I return to that window, to the project validation window, everything is as expected, and we can go to the process of publishing the scene to be shown in our players. So here we can specify some settings like name, like the thumbnail, and so on. We publish it, and we deploy it. Next is to deploy it in the portal. So to do that, we enter in our account in the VIROO portal. We go to specific folder of VIROO 2.4 scene loader. We drag and drop here the content itself. And now we can launch our player and create a session, and other users can join this session and can enjoy this content in a multiplayer, in a multi-user environment, grabbing the stuff that we have created and dropping in every place and sharing ranges and so on. So let's have a look at how it behaves. Here, users are using controllers. But the good thing about this is that we have created using keyboard and mouse from the Unity environment without having to have a headset the whole time, which sometimes is uncomfortable. And everything is working as it should. Without, I remember, without having to program any line of code, which is the very, very important thing that we provide with this. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, you can let them in the chat, and later on we will be answering them. Now I'm going to go to another feature which is coming with 2.4, which is the ability to create mixed reality scenes in VIROO. Okay, so and not only to create mixed reality stuff, but also to to switch between mixed reality and virtual reality in real time, depending on the compatibility with the headset. I'm going to show another video. Okay, in this video, what we are watching is a session which is being shared between users coming from mixed reality and users which are in a room, in a real room, using virtual reality. We can share them, and we can show different graphics depending on the mode we are. In one of them, we are using the pass-through camera behind the model, which is focus of interest, in this case a car. And in the other one, we are showing an environment which is like a lab. Okay. Okay. So how do we create this kind of contents? The first thing that I need to mention is that these kind of contents are only available for now for the HTC Vive XR Elite, because it's the only the only device that allows us to set up the pass-through functionality that we need in the VR Steam context. We have some others manufacturers which we are working on, like Pico, which we expect it to be compatible, but is not the case by now. Okay, so I have a lot of information here about how to create the content and how the steps involved in creating this kind of contents, but I'm going to jump them over because I think it's going to be better to make something more risky but more funny, which is to make it in real time. So I'm going here. Then I'm going to share the other screen because I need to share my Unity window. So let me a second. I'm going to share this one. I'm going to switch between applications. Move this here. Okay, and now here we have a Unity scene, which is our new lobby. We provided with the contents coming with VIROO, and it's a virtual reality scene. If I hit on play, it's just some content in which I can move, but has no interaction. I can move, I can rotate, turn, and so on. Okay, and what we're going to do is to create that possibility, that feature to allow us to enter mixed reality mode. Okay, how do we do that? To do that, we provide two components, these two ones. This one in particular is the one which is going to be in charge of connecting with the HTC SDK to allow the pass-through mode. So I have to have an instance of this component in the scene. So I'm going to create one. I'm going to say something like or manager. I'm going to drag and drop this component here, and this itself is going to be in charge of doing the hard stuff, and I'm going to only need to call a specific toggle function which is already implemented here. And to do that, I'm going to create a 3D object which is going to be a cube, just for demonstrating purposes. Okay, this one is going to have a VIROO trigger interaction. So I'm going to add here array interaction. So I'm going to hit click with my mouse here, and when I hit click, some action is going to be played. I'm going to add that particular action, which is going to be the VIROO actions Unity even non-broadcast action. This one, okay. I'm selecting this one because I want the behavior not to be synchronized across network, because I only want my headset to be in mixed reality, not other users one. If I would like to change the whole behavior in every headset, I would do it using another one. But in this case, I do not want to broadcast my event, so I use a Unity non-broadcast action. I'm going to expose some code here, and I'm going to call my mixed reality manager pass-through toggle mixed reality. Okay, this particular function is going to be in charge of toggling between mixed or virtual reality. And that's all. I only need to drag and drop this action here. So I have to have a placeholder for that. I add it. And now when I click on this, the array interaction is going to call every action which is here, and that specific particular action is going to call the code which is implemented here inside. Okay. If I hit play now, everything is going to fail as expected. Okay. If I click here, it says that there is some null pointer exception. We have an error, and it's because I forgot to move these objects. It's very important to move these objects into the root folder, because every component managed by VIROO should be inside this root folder. That's why we need to name it root, as we have seen before. Okay, so once this is done, I'm going to need to hide some parts of the scene when I am in mixed reality, because I need the camera to be shown somewhere. Okay, so one thing that I'm going to do is this sky dome, which is around this scene, is going to be hidden in mixed reality. So I'm going to drag and drop this already made component here, which is going to hide it in mixed reality. And when I hit play, I start in virtual reality as expected. But when I hit on this, the sky dome disappears, and I would be watching the composition of the pass-through camera through the window. So it's even possible to create semi-transparent surfaces that are going to allow us to see that that image coming from the camera. I cannot test it from Unity, because in the Unity editor, I do not have the ability to access the camera in the headset. So this is a work that is going to be done as a composite layer in the device itself. So to test it, I should publish it and then run it on the headset. Okay, and that's it. To create mixed reality content, I'm going to share again the other screen. Okay, this one. This here, not to disturb. Okay. Okay, another very interesting feature that we have added to Unity 2.4, to VIROO 2.4, is the ability to render graphics into caves, but not only caves, but also complex projection systems having more than 4 displays. Okay, I'm going to show another video. Okay, and for those cave users who knows the complexity of creating such complex projection system, this provides a lot of new benefits, which are going to be explained later. First, we are going to focus on how we do set up this in the VIROO ecosystem. VIROO Room Player, which is the player that we use to make collaborative rooms, has a section which allows us to create equipment. That equipment in the past was only meant to create native equipment or immersive equipment, which was the one that we used before for our own tracking system. But we have added new customized equipment, which is going to allow us to specify each one of those displays of those screens. In the video that we were shown before, we had left screen, front screen, right screen, and floor screen. And the way to create those specific equipments is to add equipment to the control panel, and then specifying some specific JSON files which are going to allow us to relate physical information about the layout of the physical screens with stuff like resolutions and locations and rotations of each one of the cameras. And we are here also supporting several tracking systems, including the advanced real-time tracking D-track, the ART D-track tracking system, which is very, very common in caves. And it's very useful because we can even create contents not meant to be played in caves, but which are going to be ready for caves, are going to be compatible. And the controllers that we are using in a headset are going to be the same as the one using used in a D-track system like a fly stick or something like that. So the key benefits of using VIROO for caves is that not only the ability to render into those surfaces, but also the cave is going to be a collaborative place to work that can be connected to a single player, that can be connected to a VIROO room, can be connected to another cave even. So all those stuff is going to be possible. One of the other one of the benefits is it's going to be the device agnostic content creation, that we are going to create content for single player, and that content is going to be compatible with the whole set of devices that we support. The same for cloud hosting. This is going to be cloud hosted, and that simplifies also the launch of contents, because to run contents in a cave is going to be as simple as making some clicks in the cave room player. So just clicking on a button, we are going to be launching the content on the whole set of computer of the cluster of the cave. And last but not least is the 3D stereo compatibility, which is the VIROO ability to solve a problem that we have in Unity modern versions, which was not able to render in 3D stereo due to a driver change by NVIDIA. And we have managed to solve it to allow to render in caves in stereo. Okay, so now for next section, I'm going to introduce my colleague Gaizka, which is going to make charge of this. So go on, Gaizka.
Thank you, Sergio. Hi, everyone. Appreciate your assistance. Thanks, David, for the intro, previous preparation. And of course, thank you, Sergio, for this detailed review, I would say, on these three major updates in VIROO. Just like a wrap up, VIROO Studio must be one of our platform's core capabilities, and somehow it's our bet for the adoption of immersive technology through businesses. So we'll see lots of movement here in future releases. Regarding mixed reality, also lots to say in here, tons of possibilities. Some of our industrial partners or customers are even willing to use it in industrial operation, process monitoring, quality management, etc. Not even completely sure if the technology from a hardware perspective it's still mature enough. But as Sergio said, we have to be there since the beginning in order to ensure that we will be there through the whole journey somehow. And the cave player, importantly, and as Sergio said, suitable for any multi-projection structure, but initially giving somehow a second chance to a countless amount of this type of infrastructure around the globe that may have been probably unused lately. So important to wrap up with these three flagship killer updates, and let's follow up with some additional features, not with minor importance, but at the end with that limited time. So let's go. One of our platform's core functionalities, okay, identity management, and with multiple implications towards the whole platform, starting from idea of strategy, following security first or zero trust currents. We understand that we cannot access a professional industrial market without matching the highest standards in terms of security, and both from company and from product perspective. So a bulletproof identity management module ensuring the security in the communication between each component was a must. Again, personal data, personal profile. I think I'm not gonna go deep in this one. The words personal data management automatically prompt lots of warnings in everyone's heads. So just remember that VIROO will keep them all safe. Important point here with enhanced analytics. At the end, we are already handling enriched user data. And we have to figure out, we're already working in figuring out how to transform it in enriched user value. So things like user progress, evolution, platform usage will have deeper and further insights through this module of identity management. Finishing with service segmentation enhancement, maybe this one is more related to business itself, but it's important to mention because these enriched user attributes which will also give the platform the ability to have a better and deeper segmentation of the services. I don't know, think on content access, in-game restriction, platform-specific features of services, etc. Please, Sergio, if we can follow. Okay, that's perfect. So our VIROO room offline functionality, I would say maybe not so shiny, but yet so important. We like to say that the VIROO is a highly secured, cloud-based, microservice-enabled platform. Oh, incredible, yes, but sometimes there are specific or special circumstances in which that just not enough. So we do have met some restrictions, and mainly through experience with our customers. There are some specific projects regarding sectors, think on defense or energy, or regarding activities. Think, I don't know, on healthcare or education that could face restrictions over online operation. There are some of specific contents, tests, maybe research and development projects that held in multi-purpose immersive spaces, also operated by VIROO, that could face restrictions in terms of specific content share, etc. And by the end, they could also exist, maybe some very, very special situations, but could have some legal or contract-based online operation restrictions. So important to tell that VIROO rooms are completely able to operate in on-premises and offline environments. Next, please, Sergio. Thank you. User interface and user experience improvements. We are always happy to talk about these topics. And in this specific one, I'm willing to show you what's coming in the near future, but we'll leave it for 2.5. No spoilers here now. So focusing directly in what we have in version 2.4, we have our first version, of our profile administration page, personal info, credential management, history, etc. We have also included a header in all the players with information regarding identity, access to content and profile administration pages, etc. And for sure, we will continue growing in this functionality or in these specific modules. We have made changes to player system menus, both in VR and desktop modes, and included some additional features and some extra enhanced information, in this case coming directly from suggestions from our customers. An important point, we have improved our hand tracking, mainly on stability and interaction. And this is also being possible working together with our tech partners at the end, trying to push their technology to the limits. So thank you there to HTC, Pico, etc., who have been collaborating with us in this specific point. And the last point here, in terms of UX and UI improvements, we'll talk about metadata enrichment. This is, I would say, a dual functionality somehow, because we have worked on metadata over content. So now all our users have further information regarding the content usage on the sessions, like owner, create on date, the usage of the content itself. But when information coming from the previously mentioned identity-related data, we will also get really, really rich and deeper insight on other user points like progress, efficiency, etc. I would suggest for all of you to have a look to the release notes to have a deeper understanding on these points, and to try VIROO. You have it downloadable in our VIROO portal. Sergio, if you want to continue, please. Okay. Latest headset compatibility. I would say even going further or beyond headsets themselves. First thing first, compatible with almost every OpenXR and SteamVR compatible device. Of course, with special detail on our partners and market leaders, so HTC, Pico, and also Meta are always in our radar. We'll see if Apple, with its Vision Pro in the near future. regarding this type of devices, it's a must to have the latest immersive technology integrated in VIROO. So I'm good to announce that Pico Neo 4 or HTC XR Elite work smoothly with our platform. And of course, as I said before, willing for the first full equipped betas of MetaQuest 3 and Apple Vision Pro. And at this point, do not limit the size of the immersive equipment or hardware, just linking it to the headsets. There are markers, sensors, actuators, industrial PLCs, lots of key enabling technologies that we have already integrated in VIROO, and a lot we will integrate in the future. Just for you to have an idea, for example, we are right now collaborating in a European project in which we will include, immersive shoot in our experiences. So even if this is not directly a product feature or a service, it's important to mention that we have been working on the relation with our technology partners a lot during these last couple of years, both from technical and business perspectives, and actions like sharing our product roadmap, trying new cloud features, or even testing sometimes their beta firmware or even alphas. It's becoming quite common with VIROO, and it's something we feel really comfortable with, and we always. When talking about it, we understand it as a must in terms of the technology we are handling and the service we want to deliver to our customers. So starting with HTC, Pico, Unity, Microsoft, and AWS, and a lot more to follow. Sergio, please, next. Okay, regarding content updates, if you're gonna go to the next one, please, Sergio. Thank you so much. Here, our marketing colleagues have prepared a short video that will definitely be more interesting than my explanation here. But I wanted to just to make a brief overview on the content we are handling in VIROO today. Today, we do have public content, including VIROO, with multiple examples of applications suitable for testing, training, or marketing purposes, available for all our users. We have private content created by our users and consumed and used upon their needs. And we do have commercial content. That content is served by Virtualware directly or sometimes in collaboration with our tech partners, but also available for all our customers with the proper license. The good point here is that the global volume of content available in VIROO is growing really fast, and this is both great for our user community and for the platform. So Sergio, if you want to show us the video, please. Thank you. One of our public contents regarding the anatomy atlas being used by some of our customers in universities. Car showroom, marketing purposes, testing URP. We'll talk about it a bit before. An electrical substation, modeling and training simulation here. Is a firefighting training sim. Interesting one. The engineering civil construction simulation. Big UCI emergency room, already in use by some of our healthcare sector customers. Hydroponic simulation. Lots and lots more to come, working on lots of projects, and we'll keep you informed in further release note webinars like this one. Very interesting. Jet engine training with capability of understanding the whole structure, getting a quiz on there also. Demo material, in this case, an escape room also available for all our users. In order to understand, in this case, also the possibilities of VIROO Studio. Sergio already talked about all that before. Another type of escape room. That overview. In hospital boxes here, also being used with training purposes. And processes simulation, in place in a couple of universities in Mexico right now, and lots more to come. So just keep in touch, and we'll give you lots of clarification in terms of new content and new capabilities with VIROO. And at the end, Sergio, if you're gonna go to the next one, please. What's next on VIROO? It was a must, not mandatory, to finish a release note webinar with a couple of spoilers. The first one would be the date. The date for the next release, we are thinking on the end of the year. So we should be showing you lots of great updates by them. We left an image of our monthly stakeholder meeting there. It's shared every month with all our stakeholders from a business friendly perspective, of course, not a completely deep spec map, but I left it in Spanish to test your translation skills and give it a bit of mystery. Just joking. The core highlights we'll be working on this next version would be first of all the standalone player. That's a must for us and for some of the projects in which we are working right now. And it's important to measure that we will be able to launch a multi-user video experience mixing immersive rooms, desktop and VR players, caves or multi-projection environments, and standalone devices at the same time in immersive session. Maybe it's not good to say it from my side, but it's going to be really impressive. Linked to this standalone deployment and also something that it was going to become a must in our platform regarding the evolution of technology, the adoption of URP, Universal Render Pipeline, with quality, efficiency, and performance implications here. Hybrid networking capabilities, giving hybrid networking capabilities, it's also gonna become or has become a must in terms of the growth of VIROO in special corporate and securized networks. So we'll go deeper in this topic in next version with a monographic explaining everything capable, everything in which is capable our new hybrid networking. But the idea here should be giving VIROO the access to override, of course, not illegally, all the potential restriction regarding corporate and securized network for efficient and proper performance. For sure, Sergio has also talked about, we'll be working in some cave enhancements, most of them towards standardization and integration of capabilities, and much more to come, Hope you all enjoyed. We'll be happy to have you back here soon. And I'll give back the control to David so we can follow up with the Q&A and the further actions.
Okay, well, thank you. Perfect time, 45 minutes. That was the idea, having 45 minutes, talking about video new functionalities. And actually, we have, few questions here. So I don't know, Sergio and Gaizka, you will see who take each of them. The first one from Iskander is like, VIROO goes with the same Unity account, or you need a VIROO account and both are linked? So there's a great question, regarding, I guess, the VIROO Studio, which is, built-in tools for Unity. So if that's the same account or not, I don't know, who you would like to answer this one.
Okay, Sergio, do you want? I'll go on with it.
Yes, you can go on. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, I think we could go deeper on the question is coming here, but I think there are two points here. We'll have an account used to access VIROO platform and all its functionalities. And if you do have a Unity editor, you will also have linked to Unity, to the Unity profile, etc., your own Unity account. Regarding the type of content you are going to deploy and what you are going to do with that content, that could somehow measure the requirement of a specific Unity license or the need or the possibility, to use a simple free Unity license. But at the end, we will be talking about two licenses: one for the operation of VIROO and the whole platform, content, profiling, players, immersive rooms, caves, etc., and the other one linked to your Unity editor. You could use the same email address to log in both, but not something like a single sign-on functionality or feature right now linked to Unity. Maybe we could raise that ticket as a suggestion to our Unity colleagues.
Yeah, that's it. And furthermore, as the Unity license depends on the size of the company and stuff like how many money do you make per year and stuff like that, we cannot provide with that Unity license. We have been in contact with Unity to that, and maybe we can work with them to work as some like prospectors of their commercial licenses. But we are not allowed to sell Unity licenses, so we cannot provide them.
Okay, cool. That's great. Then some, amazing congrats to both of us from Rita, HCC, and another one, Anonymous. And we have another question regarding, appreciate if you can share your thoughts to integrate, ChatGPT AI content creation capabilities in VIROO as the AI technology further matures. Thanks. So it's about, if we are thinking about that, so it's the moment of AI. So, go ahead.
Yes, yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah, we have been thinking about it. We have been thinking on how to integrate those magnific technology to to our workflow, and we have some doubts on which layers, which steps we could be using if we can use them into the creating process, or we can use them as something like to create avatars with artificial intelligence to answer to questions in some training process. So we are in the background in the research and development department working with them, and we have some integrations already done. But we are now investigating how VIROO can get profit of that and how we can translate it to our users in a product, because they are like experiments at the moment. Okay, the same as is
Absolutely.
happening with other manufacturers, which are trying to include artificial intelligence features because it's the hype, of the moment. Uh, and we would like to do it that, but we would like to do proven stuff and industrial, let's say industrial stuff.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, completing Sergio's answer, referring to what's in the background of artificial intelligence, we are already doing statistics. We are already handling data. We are already processing really, really deep data to get insights, for example, of our customers in energy training sector. So somehow we are already handling that via, but as Sergio is saying, the appliances of chat GPT-like solution could go to the VIROO editor when creating, could go to an avatar with somehow superpowers like an NPC being able to interact, or would directly go linked to VIROO in terms of analytics, data analysis, etc. So we are already doing things in different areas there. But as Sergio was saying, we have to align it with value. We do not want to be linked to the actual hype regarding artificial intelligence.
Good answers, actually. Two more. I love this one because we mentioned at the beginning that we lower the barriers, for companies and for enterprises, and some functionalities are key and basic today in any collaborative platform like VIROO. So we have somebody asking that how is it to do multi-user collaboration from different offices, both on VR and MR. Sergio, this is for you, I guess, regarding all your, the mixed reality
Yes.
functionalities.
Yeah, it has to have a multi-user collaboration between both mixed reality and virtual reality. If you have the proper device, which is the HTC Elite XR Reality, it's just a matter of running the application, running the single player, bind the device to that, and then create a session and share the session across the network. Everything is going to work as expected. So any content that has the ability to switch between mixed reality and virtual reality, and the ability to hide some parts of the scene to allow to see that camera coming from the pass through. Sorry, the image coming in the camera in the pass through mode is going to be available. So I like to say that it's almost transparent to you. If the content is compatible, you only need to launch it in a device which supports it. And there is only one thing that you need to do, which is to enable an experimental feature in the VIVE streaming software that HTC provides to allow you to transfer that transparency environment that we need to fill that with a streaming from the camera. So as simple as enabling that option in the VIVE business streaming software, which is a documented feature from by HTC, is very, very simple. It's like making a click in a setting. And then you are going to have the ability to send there images which has some parts of the render buffer transparent. So that's going to be filled by the pass-through camera. And the other devices are not going to notice any change at all. So it's going to be compatible by default.
Actually, you showcase how easy it is.
Yeah,
So
it's no,
that's
it's like sorry, David, it's like a built-in feature so far. The hard part here will be thinking on which is the best content to deploy in MR.
Let me a second. Let me a second, because that thing that I was explaining, it's in one of the slides that I
okay.
escaped,
Go.
which is this one. In the updated versions of the Bio streaming, there is an option which is tag tags as experimental, but I think that this is because it's the first release that HTC launches with this non in the beta program. I think in next releases this would be a standard feature. Okay, so you need to enable this feature, which is in the graphics section, and then every content having that kind of render buffer with transparency parts is going to be able to be filled with camera.
And I think the last question before we wrap up, so we are on time, related to following up this content conversation. Somebody's asking what do we need to consider if we already have a Unity VR content. Okay, so maybe you're in a corporation, you already have your a Unity content created for VR. How you can make that content compatible with VIROO? So that's the question.
Okay, that's a very hard question to answer because it depends on how the content is being made. But yeah, depending on how well structured is the original Unity project, we try to make things as transparent as we can. So every code that you already have could be compiled like your own custom code and could be injected in the publishing process. So you could be using your own behaviors or your own scripts compiled in and injected and in assembly in an assembly when you publish your scene. But that depends on how many assets for external third party you're using and stuff like that. So it's not a very straightforward process, but depending on how well structured is your source, can be done very, very quick, because sometimes it's just a matter of replacing some interactions with the ones that we provide. And here I have to say that we are working very hard on that, because we have detected that a lot of people is using some frameworks inside Unity, like the interaction toolkit from Unity, the VR interaction toolkit, which is very, very powerful and very useful. And we are trying to change our behaviors to use more Unity stuff and less custom code by us, for you to make that process simpler if it's possible.
Okay,
Yeah,
so cool,
standardization
Sergio.
and sorry again, David, and just following what Sergio said, and we want to have your content in VIROO. So taking account that we have like, I don't know, 25 Unity certified professionals who will be willing to help you with the process.
And actually, we have a great support team. So, if you are part of VIROO, so you will definitely, help you with this. So let's go to the last, Sergio, if you can, to the last slide. So we are wrapping up this first webinar related to our new VIROO 2.4 release. Please, if you have any doubt, if you would like to book a demo, because here we have a mix of audience, so we get a little bit touchy, a little bit technical. Okay, maybe we didn't get to, let's say, in with different use cases. So please reach us out. There you have the website, virtualworldcode.com/VIROO, so you can see, all the features what we've been talking today, and you can reach us, in any moment. You will have a survey, so please, complete it. It will be great to have your opinions on this for future webinars. Actually, we are thinking about the new one regarding to, VR caves, the VR room offline configuration with real customers that are already implementing VIROO. So thanks for your time. We will send already recordings to you. Please, the survey, and reach out to us if you need anything else. Sorry. So thanks, Sergio, Gaizka, for your time. A pleasure.
Thank you, David. Thank you,
Have a great
everyone.
day. Cheers.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you.